First off, Pastor Kevin is my pastor. I am not his brother. He is my pastor. I am honored to be here because I also am here with my wife is pastor. My wife's pastor. My wife's pastor, Dr. Chris Williamson. And then I met this guy. He was in the fight of his life with cancer, and I was at West Harper's Primitive Baptist Church, and they were having a benefit for him, and that's how I met Pastor Chris Williamson. And from then, he's been a thorn in my side because he and Pastor Keller called me off and made me plant a church. So, since they want to make me plant a church, I'm going to give them all I can give them to this morning, Louise. You ready? Matthew chapter 23, where we'll be going. You have been comfortable all morning, and I'm just here to let you know, if you've never heard me speak, talk, or do anything else, be prepared to be uncomfortable. Pastor Chris Whitney, he is the hands of God. Pastor Chris Williamson, he's the heart of God. Pastor Kevin Riggs is the mind of God, and I am the backside of God. I am going to make you cringe, and you will not like some of the things that is about to be said. I preach what is called a countercultural criticism to Christianity. Whatever your culture tells you, I'm going to speak about it differently. If it tells you you're a Democrat, I'm going to tell you no. There's no donkeys, there's no elephants in the room. It is only the Lamb and the Lion of God. If you were comfortable with what you just heard, be prepared to be uncomfortable now. Matthew chapter 23 is one verse. Verse 23, we're going to read it, and I would like you to follow along. Matthew chapter 3, it reads as follows. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites. I could stop right there, but there's more to the meat. You give a tenth of your spices, your mint, your dill, and your cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law. Justice, mercy, and faithfulness. You should have practiced the latter without neglecting the former. You blind guides! Exclamation point. Without neglecting the former.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing today? The Dirty Church Conference. Justice, mercy, and faith. Justice, mercy, and humility. I read this book by Chris Whitney a while ago. And I've read it every year. I read 2 books every year, 3. I read The Politics of Jesus by Aubrey Hendricks every year. I read Failing Like Jesus by Dr. Kevin Riggs every year. I read The Dirty Church since I've had this book every year. I am refining myself towards what is called to be a church today. Before I leave, there are going to be 2 things I'm going to ask and I'm going to attempt to answer. Number 1, why is the church dirty? And what does it take to be a dirty church? 2 things. Why is the church dirty? Like in the case of Mr. Botham Shanjin, who was murdered by Amber Geiger a week ago, an off-duty police officer who just so happened to go in the wrong apartment. Says the door was already unlocked, but witnesses say that their door is locked automatically. When going into after 3 days of public outrage, when they said they were going to charge him with manslaughter, did not sign the warrant, then they came back after much publicity and go ahead and sign the warrant of 3 days later. But in Thursday, while this man was being eulogized by his family, they decided to release some information that said that he had marijuana in his apartment. Somebody walking, I got the right to have what I want to have, when I want to have it, what time I want to have in my place. That still doesn't mean I want to die. It brings up, every time there's an African American who dies, we first want to assassinate their body, then assassinate their character. Yeah. We have been doing it since the Middle Passage. Yeah. Every time we go through something like this, a person of color's character is the second thing on trial. But they seem not to be able to send a warrant to go check her apartment. What would make a person walk into somebody else's apartment and shoot them? This is why the church is dirty. But on Facebook, the day he was killed, multiple scenes come out of this man standing at a pulpit in his congregation, hitting pulpit stand, singing worship songs and leading his congregation. Now, for one moment, he's shot down by a police officer leading worship, and then 3 days later, he's now a marijuana and a drug addict. That's why the church is dirty. And not only the church is dirty because he was a Church of Christ brother, none of his Church of Christ brothers who happen to be Caucasian did not stand up and say, this ain't right. Not only did you not do it when Dr. Freddie Haynes decided he wanted to hold a rally for the brother, he ain't Church of Christ. They and News One ended up putting the wrong story out. He had to go back and check them. Why is it that the African Americans have to be the moral compass of America?
Yeah.
Why is it that every time there is something wrong that happens, African Americans have been the moral compass of America since slavery? You put us on ships and did not give us good education. You put us on ships and did not give us good food and good places to stay. But yet, you want us to serve your God. No. It is not right to say we don't see color and religion until some black person say God is black. You need to leave now. We got your time already. It is amazing that our white counterparts will say God is not white until a black person say he black. If you're not convicted by the death of Trayvon Martin, if you're not convicted by the death of Sandra Bland, if you're not convicted by the death of John's brother Gene, then you are complicit in the racism that continues to go. Like Dr. Martin Luther King said in a letter from the Birmingham jail, no, he was not mad at the KKK who showed up with hoods on. He wasn't mad with the brothers who came and busted him in the head with the brick. He wasn't mad with the police officers who sucked the dogs on him and made him bite him. He was upset with white brothers in the ministry who would never reach out a merciful hand and say, we with you, brother. So we want to talk about mercy. You love God and you sing your good songs, but your mercy never shows to us. In this Christian walk, my brothers and sisters, you can't continue to expect people of color to reside on the plantation and in the promised land at the same time. That ain't mercy. You cannot expect us to continue to pick cotton that your ancestors wouldn't pick, and then want to give us a God that's going to deliver us at the same time. It does not work like that. That is not justice, and it's definitely not mercy. Why is it that mercy only shows up when it benefits you? You mad at Calvin Kaepernick for kneeling down and saluting the flag that said that in the third verse there's no room for no hireling and we all should be dead. But now you want somebody to kneel down and respect it. Let me help you out with mercy. I am a veteran of the United States Army. Did MEPS in Jacksonville, Florida. Basic training, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, October 4th, 1994. Graduated basic training, went to advanced individual training in Fort Lee, Virginia. Went to jump school in Fort Benning, Georgia. Permanent duty station, Fort Stewart, Georgia. The first time I was called a nigga, I was in basic training. I wore the uniform, and it still not exclude me from being dealt with racism. After I put my hands on him, though, he understood. The second time I was called a nigger was when I got my permanent duty station at the 94 Golf in Fort Stewart to cook food. My NCO grabbed all the African American soldiers. He stepped up on the dock and looked down and said, you niggas listen to me. But yet, you want to say it's about the flag. Let me quote Frederick Douglass, the great abolitionist that you don't know about. Because all you read is your people that you're comfortable with. When they ask to come speak about the 4th of July, you say, no, I'm not coming to speak because while you salute and celebrate the flag, y'all still got slaves. It is sad that there's no mercy for African Americans because we have put out an image and a dialogue that most black people are criminals. Stop. In 19 months, 2 African Americans unarmed were shot down in Metro Nashville by police officers. Travis King stole a BMW in Brentwood. drove police on a high-speed chase.
Yeah.
Got out of the car and went wherever he was.
Yeah.
Walked in Waffle House at 2:38. Killed 4 people, injured 3 others. And then walked out.
Yeah.
And the question that white people continue to ask is why they running. Well, he ran.
Yeah.
Not only did he run, he hid for 24 to 48 hours. And not only that, he was not shot down with guns. Now, we knew he killed somebody. We knew he had weapons. We knew what he had done and we knew who he was. How into that we can always allegedly kill African Americans and be able to take him in custody.
Yes.
Because the church doesn't show mercy. You say, why is the church dirty? I'm just giving you some prime examples. And not only that, you are not merciful because when people do want to fight for the right thing, you get mad.
Yeah.
You get mad. Like you did my pastor. When he decided he go put a homeless house, it just wasn't the Caucasian brothers. It was a buffoon African Americans and they slave religion. Let me help you out right quick. For all those of you who preach and they go to churches where they preach a ruckus religion, you need to find a new church.
Yeah.
Because they didn't call him to say, brother, we got your back. Why you ain't put it in West Haven? Because it ain't needed in West Haven, you dummy. And they said it was not homeless in Franklin until he went in. See, they always say what's not there until you go find them.
Yeah.
But that one thing about it, he never had to go find anybody because they look for him.
Yes.
And you say a black person, you've been here pastor 20 years and ain't did nothing. And now when God punches his heart and sends him in the community to help that community, you mad. Because you have a ruckus religion. Now, those of you who don't know ruckus, you need to go home and watch the Boondocks. On the Boondocks, there's a brother by the name of Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus was with Mr. Freeman and them, and everything he didn't like black, he black as the day is gone. The greatest episode of the Boondocks is when he went to Whitehead. And Ronald Reagan was gone. And if you still sitting under somebody like that, you need to leave. Because the church that does not show mercy is a church that's full of propaganda.
Yeah.
Let me say it again. You are propagandized by everything because you spend more time on MSNBC, CNN, and not enough time in your Bible. Jesus in Luke chapter 13, verse 33, 2, dealt with propaganda.
Yes, it did.
He's out doing some great work. And guess who shows up? The Pharisees. The same ones he's talking to in Matthew 23.
Yeah.
When they show up, they have been out chilling with Herod.
Yeah.
And they come to JC and say, yo, JC, check this out. You need to get out of town.
Yeah.
Because Herod wants to get, this ain't Herod the Great, this is Herod Antipas. Let me let you know that I got a little education, I'm just a fool. So it was Herod Antipas who was over the places of Galilee at that time. Herod Antipas that told him, they came back and told yo, JC, I'm your enemy, but let me tell you about your other enemy, that what he had said about you. What he had said about you is that you need to get out of town because he gonna get you. Here is what Jesus replied. And see, y'all Caucasian, y'all gotta quit reading the Bible like a book. You need to insert yourself in the text.
Yeah.
If you're doing great work and somebody come up on you, you need to learn how to roll back on them. And Jesus rolls back on the Pharisees. Say, you go tell that fox. You pull it out of Luke 13 and 23. He says, he replied, Jesus, go tell that fox, I will keep on driving out demons today, tomorrow, and on the third day, guess what? I'm going to reach my goal. I ain't leaving here till I've done the merciful work that God has sent me. Now, here's the question. You keep watching MSNBC, listening to that fools they talk about. You spending your time on ABC, listening to that news, and you definitely cannot trust Fox. Fox was not a term, it ain't Fox and Lady like back in the day, Deacon Pickett and them. Fox is actually them, Jesus telling him, Negro, please. How you following me, causing issue with me, but now you want to tell me what I don't need to be doing? I told you, it ain't gonna make you feel good this morning. Because you need to have some theology insight. See, the issue is, in pulpits, the worst thing I've seen, there's a white pastor got in the pulpit in Mobile, Alabama. He cut up some Nike stuff. What they got to do with anything? Have you fed somebody this week? Have you went to go visit somebody on death row? Have you went down there and started speaking out? See, that's the mercy that God has done. Nobody cares if you cut their shirt. You already bought it, fool. You can't reach your goals, continue to stay in comfortable spaces. You want to know why the mega church mega? Because they ain't talking about nothing. People not coming to church that's really doing some work. That's why the church is dirty. And they want to stay clean. Because clean is where it goes. Let me back you up in Samuel. David is out with sheep. His daddy Jesse then took the brothers in to go meet Samuel. Now, what you don't understand about cultural and historical context is, before you can go in before the prophet, you got to be clean. So there's a ceremony of cleansing that you go through before you go in. But because God is who he is, and God shows mercy not on who you are, how you look, but what he wants for his plan. He waits and stops the prophet and tells the prophet can't nobody do nothing. And to the little dirty boy who out with the sheep. See, he comes in from the sheep. They say he's a little ugly and brother. He's not ugly, but he's dirty and brother. Because when you work with sheep, you're going to get sheep stuff on you. And too many of y'all smell like Prada. We smell you coming. Real pastor smell you coming to mind of what. It's people tell me, how you going to build a church without everybody ain't meant for empowerment church? Because some people don't come to serve. Some people come to cause confusion. And if you're not trying to show nobody no mercy, then you can't come here and roll with me. Why is the church dirty? I gave you some examples. Now I want to let you know, what does it take to be a dirty church that shows mercy? When mercy becomes worship. Because mercy is messy. It's messy for all of us because we all have stories. But we have stories that's going to make people whole. Look like Pastor Kevin wrote in his book, like Jesus, felt like Jesus. What they call feces, God calls fertilizer. Because when you trace through the text, mercy shows up in the Bible 273 times. The only other words that show up is justice and love more than mercy. This is how the dirty church becomes mercy. John chapter 8. The adulterous woman is caught. But y'all rush to the end so fast that Jesus says your sins is forgiven. You have missed the countercultural issue that Jesus is having with the Pharisees. He's come down from the Mount of Olives to teach in the synagogue. It's revival and it's late. And instead of the Pharisees not being at revival, they out peeking in windows. When they get to the right window, they find Biff and Becky getting it on. They go into the room, pull Becky out of bed, naked, and take her in front of Jesus. If you get down to verse 6, it does not say they came because they wanted her to be made whole. They pulled her out because they wanted to stump Jesus. Jesus, in his great infinity and wisdom, the Pharisees say, yo, JC, the Bible says in the law that when you catch a woman, just a woman now, but it actually says man and woman. When you catch her in adultery, you supposed to stone her. What you say to that? The Bible reads that Jesus knelt in the sand and started writing. And when he started writing, they got mad. And they said, yo, what you said? Let me pause here parenthetically for the African Americans in the room who just so happened to spend 19 hours watching the funeralization of Aretha Franklin. Let me help your theology out right here. You listening? Now, for those of you who defended Bishop Ellis and Ariana Grande, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Because if they bought a naked woman, Jesus never looked at her. He knelt down in the sand and referred not to her, but to the Pharisees first. So when you get around a woman and you start saying she should not been dressed like that, you are crazy. Because any man of the cloth and any woman of the cloth know how to handle themselves accordingly.
Yeah.
Because you will never take advantage of a woman in your church who comes to you and may be vulnerable. And Jesus looked at her in her vulnerable state, did not put eyes on her, only referred to the Pharisees. And that's when he says, he without any sin, let him throw the first stone.
Yeah.
And what he does here, he makes it countercultural to what they believe when it relates to mercy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to show he had mercy, but he showed it to whom he wants to.
Yeah.
And now the issue has become that they got to leave the oldest to the youngest. Let me help your theology out. Y'all give y'all children a lot of foolishness. That's why they don't want to come to church. The sins of the fathers always become the sins of the sons.
Yeah.
Because what the world will want you to believe about African Americans is that Harriet Tubman led a mafia crime boss ring that was called the Underground Railroad. Denmark Vesey, Nat Turner, and they were just some regular Negro killers going out killing folk, but we never deal with the issue of slavery and how many of your ancestors killed.
Yeah.
Because the narrative has been controlled, and that's not mercy.
Yeah.
That's why mercy gives you a problem when we start talking about putting up African American markers downtown Franklin. We don't need all that negative. No, it's not negative until you have to deal with your own moral compass.
Yeah.
See, it ain't mercy. See, it ain't merciful until you have to deal with what you may have done.
Yeah.
That's what Jesus flipped back on them. He said, look here, if you ain't got no sins, start throwing stones.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, older cats left for the young cats. Because they've been throwing stones a long time.
Yes, sir.
Huh? And if you find out that they were Pharisees in their ways, they left one by one. The oldest, then the youngest.
That's right.
So what are you trying to say? If you want to change your life and show mercy and become a dirty church, quit throwing stones. You don't believe that? What about Jesus on the cross? He's at the weakest moment of his life. And therefore, he knew he's about to die.
Yeah.
He's in between what? Two thieves.
Yeah.
The brother on the left got jokes.
Yeah.
He cool by his salvation and what he doing.
Yeah.
But the brother on the right knows something ain't right about this right here.
Yeah.
This ain't right for them to be doing homeboy like the homeboy ain't did nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
So when he knows he's about to die, he looks over at the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He says, yo, JC, before you go where you're going, can you please remember me? Now, it's late. He been beat all night long. They done pulled him into one of them late night court sessions that we like to have about black character. And believe me, the Romans would have never killed a white guy. You get that on the way out the door. Jesus pulls himself up on the cross.
Yeah.
Looks over to his right, saying, today, player.
Today.
No matter what you did, how you doing it. No matter who you did it to and why you doing it. If you notice who I am, I will show you some mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even while he's on the cross, he's still giving that thing out.
Yeah.
But that ain't what we teach. He told him today, you go be with me in paradise. Because he looked out and he did what? He saw mercy. And mercy ain't giving your money.
Say it, preacher.
Because you give your money, it don't mean you merciful.
Yeah.
It means that's the way of you getting out of really doing some work. Like we keep telling you, mercy and justice and humility is hard. But we make it easy in the church. The church is the worst institution in America. 80% of people voted for a man. How can you be pro-life? How can you tell me you pro-life, but you ain't pro-life when a black boy gets shot down in the street? You ain't pro-life and picketing down there trying to stop people from putting people on death row.
Yeah.
You ain't got no problem because you think you are the moral authority in the world.
Yeah.
And then when you question that moral authority, they get the white fragility. Black people do crime. Y'all shoot up schools. Black people don't get in. The highest divorce rate is in the church.
Yeah.
How can you be mad with homosexual when you can't get marriage right? we take it to our churches, no mercy.
Yeah.
And then when you want to go out and witness to somebody, they remember your dumb sermon that you preached a week ago.
Yeah.
And they're not coming to your church because the mercy is not shown.
Yeah.
And then when you do go out and write them a check, you never check back on them again. Because you're afraid what your homeboy and them go say.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any mercy.
Mercy. Yes.
Jesus in Luke 7 is chilling with them crazy, with them boys, them disciples he rolling with. Jesus reclining, doing what he always do, chilling.
Yeah.
Because he always got to pull them disciples under something crazy because they done still got it and they roll with the brother for 3 years.
Yeah.
A woman has a bottle of oil.
Yeah.
And instead of giving it, Judas yelled out his mouth. Oh, well, we can use that right there for Jesus. You finna let Jesus tell him, hey, you sit over there on the side and let me be what I want to be.
Yeah.
That's a good word for somebody here today. You need to stop doing so much where Jesus can't be what he want to be. Because you always showing your plan, but you can't show mercy when your plans are in the way. As she gets and she's not clothed, she begins to wash his feet. And a ceremony of worship because she figured out who he is. Now, the woman who's naked and sinful washes his feet with the oil because she recognizes who he is.
Yeah.
But them dumb disciples don't know who he is. They ain't never washed his feet one time.
Yeah. That's good.
Because disciples have not been taught to wash feet.
Yeah.
Disciples have not been taught to fight for justice.
Yeah.
Disciples have not been taught to be humble.
Yeah.
Disciples have not been taught to fight and show mercy. All you've been taught to do is put the pastor out. And make sure these Negroes stay in line.
Yeah.
Because your political affiliation means more than your prophetic voice.
Yeah. That's good, preacher.
Don't call me on my phone and email me about an issue that you have issue that I support. Pastor Kevin cleaned it up for you. Don't call me talking about you pro-life and you ain't mad about police officers getting shooting down black boys. No, you're pro-life as long as it support whatever you believe somebody told you Roe versus Wade. How can you support a president and say that you are a party of family values? And this man got 19 wives and 44 children and he always had a child while he's married to the other woman. But yet, you are family values.
Yeah.
And what you would say is black broken homes are the downfall. No, black people ain't never had that much power. If this country is going down to hell in a handbasket, white people have done it, and I'm sorry. Because there ain't a black person around here. You call Obama a nigga every day while he was in office and hung nooses around his neck. It ain't changed, it just got worse.
Yeah.
Because now you have a radicalization person in the office who keep people radical.
Yeah.
That ain't mercy.
Yeah. Mercy.
You have nothing to do with mercy. You so merciful that you hate that they keep building $1 million edifices, but you show up every week because you will never come to Strong Tower and let this black brother pastor you. You will never come to Empowerment Church and let me pastor you. Because you like comfortable spaces.
Yeah.
Because church for you is a social club.
Yeah.
It ain't a place where you go and learn about how to be a dirty church. If you can't be dirty, then you need to put your Bible up. Because in Genesis chapter 2, what did God touch? Dirt. And all y'all want to be is clean. You wear your best clothes and you do your best thing and you say your best stuff. And then Jesus out touching dirt. Remember, there's a blind man. He can't see. Jesus spit on the ground, mixed it and made mud and rocked it on home. Now, I know some of y'all don't need them kind of healers because you've never been in jail like me. I'll take a dirty, muddy Jesus as long as that brother showing me some what? Mercy.
Tell them.
When you're dirty, you understand what mercy looks like.
Yeah.
And the reason why you don't have no mercy because you ain't dirty enough.
Yeah.
Because everybody around you clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working with Tim Richards. Raise your hand, Tim. And we had some good days. And we had some bad nights. We've had some good days. It was the greatest time in my life that I had to go cut trees. He was teaching me about trees. I'm like, man, I don't care about no tree. We are cutting trees, and he makes this declaration to me when he gets on the phone. White people don't like to talk about sex. Why? It started in Genesis. It goes all the way. As long as you're doing it right, why you can't talk? He said, I don't understand it. I was at Panera Bread with empty hands one day, and they went to talking about Viagra and all that. I got up and walked out. Not because I was uncomfortable, because that's my pastor. And I don't want to look at it. No, I don't want to hear all that. The major thing that white people need to talk about, y'all don't. Porno don't run that bad in the black church, because we'll sleep with your wife, your cousin and your cousin, your cousin. The only thing we got issue with is trying to be good leaders. We don't show mercy to young people. We'll let the elder who got 4 girlfriends and a wife continue to do it because he put money in. But when millennials come to your church, they can't come to your church because you always preach some negativity to them. That ain't mercy. That's just you up continually to do what you've done since the beginning of time. And the only thing y'all want to take credit for except is slavery. I didn't do that. But you benefit from it. Pastor Kevin just told you. I don't benefit from slavery. I've been racially profiled. And y'all don't understand what the benefit gives you. And then you come in and give me your sacrilegious. No, I don't want that. Because Jesus said, woe to you, scribes and who? Pharisees. You're what? Hypocrites. You care so much about your money that you forgot about the King James says the more weightier matters. Things that have you like this. So it should be a balance. You should be able to do prosperity and social justice at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting your money and doing what you're doing, but you care more about your money than you care about mercy.
Yeah.
He said, because you've done it so well and so much, you forgot about the more important. Now, he didn't say money was not important. He said it was not more important than justice, mercy, and faith.
That's right. That's right.
That's what Jesus was teaching. But guess what? It was 7 of them, Mike. And homeboy went on a tangent. And if he went out of the black church, I don't know what that sermon come out of. Because homeboy went through 7 times. He'd call them blind guys, hypocrites, snakes, brutal vipers. And you know the Pharisees ain't standing there looking good. They had to kill Jesus.
Yeah.
Just like you had to kill Martin Luther King. You worship him now, but you hated him then.
Yeah.
Just like you'd say, you want to compare Colin Kaepernick to Donald Trump. How?
Yeah.
Because you disagree.
Yeah.
You can't compare Cap to him.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing. He never brought nobody together. And if I almost lost my religion at the Elijah football game. Marsha Blackburn, daughter-in-law, was up there begging for votes while Justin Canoe was outside. Don't politicize my prophetic voice. You can't.
Yeah.
Puppets get politicized in the pulpits. Prophets get put out.
Yeah.
And the reason why all y'all favorite preachers are good because they don't never cause nobody any harm.
Yeah.
And this is what Jesus said. Jesus said, you preaching and taking all the money in, but when it comes time to show some justice, mercy, and faith, you keep that all to yourself. How you want to buy a $40 million jet, people catching the bus to church? What kind of theology is in the African American church where you Negroes will give your money to?
Yeah.
And not every wham bam, thank you ma'am, come through here and tell you God called you to know. God ain't called all y'all. Some of y'all ain't pastors.
Yeah.
You saw 3 pastors in forthcoming.
Yeah.
But these other cats ain't pastors. And how you stay in the church because you comfortable there and you know it ain't right.
Yeah.
You say you tired of building buildings, well, go to another church. They got some good stuff they trying to do over there. You tired of doing that? Because that's not mercy. That's messy. How you sit on a pastor and you don't like his theology? Because we don't show mercy, we put pastors out. Shouldn't the number one person that you want to give mercy to the person that's pastoring to your family? If you can't show mercy to them, then leave. It's better for the church. Three things I'm out. Number one, write this down, take a picture, write a book. The number one thing you got to do for mercy is rebuke the dirty church. The only thing that don't want to be changed is the church. God changed everything all the time. But what y'all want to do is stay what? The same. It ain't working. Because you trying to rebuke something that's unrebukable. How can you tell African Americans about how they need to fix their neighborhood, but you can't fix white supremacy? Because you can't hold the Confederate flag and the cross at the same time.
Can't do it.
It don't. It's the Exodus story. Jesus said, "They shall have no what? Gods before." And y'all will go out, and let me help you out for you who are racially sensitive and don't know the history of racism. Jim Crow. Do you understand that the Civil Rights Act was signed in 1964? Yeah. I was born in 1976. That was 12 years, 15. Listen, and now you want to act like we made it somewhere. No, you made it. Because you always had the upper hand. You think you're in a home run on a triple, but you started off on third. Do not let a politician come in your church talk about what he want to do for the black community and how they hate racism. Send them to the white church. They won't need to hear. That's how you rebuke a dirty church.
That's right.
Don't come telling me how much you hate racism. I live it every day.
Yeah.
Go to your local church where you put your money and tell your pastor how much you hate racism.
Yeah.
That's how you fix it.
Yeah.
Don't come to we saying how much you for the immigrants. How about you go to your local church and tell them that? That's how you rebuke the dirty church. Number two, redistribute. Redistribution of the resources of the dirty church. Y'all churches too dirty. Y'all ain't ready to do the work that these other churches ready to do. So you need to take your wealth and resources and give it away because Jesus is not happy with you. Because all you doing is building more vans, buying more vans. Get more program, hire new pastors. It's amazing that white churches, when they want to go out and get a brother who want to do racial reconciliation, which I don't like, because reconciliation demands and allows people to have some breathing room where they can walk away when they want. That's what reconciling is about. That's why reconciling yourself with God is your decision. He doesn't force you. Reconciliation allows you to say, you know what, I'm tired of it, I'm walking. Justice demands that you stay in it, be uncomfortable, and work it out.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, give it away. How can you care more about people and hate it than you care about somebody across the street? That ain't mercy. Because when you help out the little brother across the street, your name don't get in world gospel view, whatever they do. We ain't doing reconciliation no more. We tried that. The Promise Keepers failed. It's time for racial justice, and now it's brothers like me on the front line, and y'all got problems. Because we ain't coming being nice with you. We tell you like it is, whether you like it or not. Because guess what? You ain't coming to our churches anyway. So when I get a chance, like Dr. James Cone, when the AME put him out, when they did go back, brother told him on so much, he did not care what they said.
Yeah.
Because some of you in places that God trying to pull you out.
Yeah.
But because you're comfortable, you won't leave.
Yeah.
Only when you are reconciled with Christ and the dirty church, then you can reconcile back to your sister and your brother. We love to reconcile with God and Christ and leave the rest of the stuff to sprinkle a crack on it. In closing, Dave Chappelle years ago, had a skit that he did. On this HBO comedy special, he talks about racial insensitivities. He said the police will shoot you in your apartment. This is 2005 it came out. Walk in your place, see all your pictures on the wall. All your stuff right there, kill you in your apartment, then sprinkle some crack on you and say that's why we shot him. That's not mercy.
Not mercy.
Mercy is just not writing a check. Mercy is when you go down there and sit in fellowship with them. Mercy is when, because the church too clean.
Yeah.
Story, and I'm out. 2 minutes. Pastor Kevin, I got to admire him, not because he's my pastor, because the first person he showed mercy was me. When I met Pastor Kevin, I was in a troubled place. I hated the church. I was definitely not going back to a black church because I was married to Jessica. Pastor Kevin sat me down the first day. He said, look, I like you, man. You all right? I'm looking for African American leadership. I told Pastor Kevin I'm black. I said, man, I'm looking at you right there. I know you black. I said, nah, bro. I'm black. Pastor Kevin said, look, either you going to do what you need to do or however you want to do it. I said, all right, I'm going to come to your church. Deanna, my y'all don't know this. I came the first time, and I walked in, and I said, oh, my God. You done snatched me out of American Baptist as a president's list with a scholarship to go to Vanderbilt and sent me to a basketball gym. Not only did you send me in a basketball gym, you sent me over here where they sang the nation music. Not only do they sing nation music, there's a white guy here who ain't got no suit on. I was sitting at a table one Sunday and I was complaining about the music. God spoke to me in that moment. This is what he said. How about you stop complaining and go get involved?
Come on.
The next week, guess where I was? On the worship team. It happened again. I'm working my little job, me and Jessica doing fine. It happened again. And I'm in there complaining about the music. My wife was cooking in the kitchen. She said, instead of complaining about the music, how about you go down on Natchez with Pastor Kevin sometime? I ended up on Natchez meeting a brother by the name of Stefan. But through all that talent, he knew. And God said, I'm not trying to make your worship experience better. I'm trying to show you my mercy through a man who loves you.
Amen.
Let me wind up. I'm not trying to get your praise on. I'm trying to get your prophetic voice together. Because when you only want to get your praise on, you go miss the prophecy that I'm trying to get to you. And God, let me fix you. I'm 4th generation ordained pastor on my mama's side. I'm 5th generation Baptist preacher on my daddy's side. And he sent me to a basketball gym with a 6-foot-something white guy, and we twins. God's hand of mercy is never where you think it is. It is always in the uncomfortable spaces where God's mercy shows up. His justice go everywhere. It can be everywhere. It can be at any time. But the mercy of God shows up in uncomfortable space. Because unless you're uncomfortable, God can't show you his mercy. And the problem is you hide your story so much that God can't show up.
Yeah.
Because you got this in you that say, I can't tell my story to God, and God show me how to live. Me and Kevin had some very deep conversations that never came back. And God said, I'm not trying to help you get your praise on no more. You did enough of that. That's what caused you to be in the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. Your praise on.
Yeah.
That's what caused you to get married and divorced. Your praise on. That's what caused you not to be able to do what you need to do. Because you consistently want to do what? Get your praise on. God saying, I'm changing that. Because now I want to show you the prophetic force that I put in you. And it did not come from people who looked like me. It came from somebody who looked totally different.
Yeah.
And I said that, Mike. And after 3 years of sitting there, Guess what? Kevin and Chris went and pulled him to the side and said, now you got to go. You got to go, player. I told Kevin, I ain't going nowhere. If I had not ever been obedient and went, I could never see God's mercy.
Amen.
And then, when it was time for him to send me out, God not only told me and my wife, he told Pastor Kevin and Chris. And then I'm going to add another thing on it because since I got the mic. Mercy is when God not only makes you fix your stuff, but he tells you to go stand in the gap for somebody else. And the person that I had to go stand in the gap for was my wife. And my wife understood what I was trying to do, but that's what God's mercy does. God's mercy just doesn't extend in you, it extends through you. And what we have missed about mercy, that mercy got many hands. Because that's why you can't sing, he's got the whole world in his hand, and all you know is what you believe. I sat in Cool Cafe with this brother. We cried together and figured this thing out. And he told me I ain't never coming back to Franklin. Guess where he at? In Franklin, preaching revival, doing everything else, because God's mercy was not just for me, it had to extend. Chris Whitney, mercy extends from the barriers of Franklin into Haiti, Florida, Texas, soon Carolinas, because his mercy is understood that it does not matter the color, it matters who God is. That's the mercy. Franklin Community Development and one generation away does not exist without those understanding mercy. Not just justice, you got to have mercy. Because when people steal your food and you ain't gave it to them, you got to still show. When somebody take your food distribution gift and try to do it themselves, you still show. Now me, I ain't that way. I'm not the mercy person for them. I am the person who will clean you up for doing what you did. Now, they merciful, I'm the hand of God. Because what you're not going to do is talk about my pastor. Let me go and get you straight. I don't care what he did, how he did it. You're not going to do it. Some people are merciful, but sometimes you got to be a man. What kind of church, and I'm closing, what kind of church will let an African American lead them in the multicultural movement? Strong time. Y'all at home missing jewels every week that God, the reason why God haven't blessed your life because you ain't in the right place. Last, I know I said that 5 times. 5 of these brothers know a story that I'm not going to share because it ain't your business. They showed me some mercy. Kevin showed it to me since he met me. Chris showed it to me because he met me. 3 of them just showed up out the blue. God's mercy. We've been trying to move to Franklin since Elijah been in probably 6th or 7th grade, but we've never had the right time. A brother at another church, he and I were having breakfast, and he said, we need to move you and your wife out, and we need to help you get a budget. The first meeting we went to was disastrous. Pastor Kevin, because I'm his son, was ready to fight. Y'all have never met, if you have never seen Pastor Kevin ready to fight, that day in that meeting, Pastor Kevin was about to choke a white man because he thought he had did his boy wrong. When I left, Pastor Kevin, I never told you the story. Chris left. Somebody called me on the phone. I was sitting in the parking lot weeping because I thought I had missed God. I was weeping at Franklin High School waiting on to get out of football practice. The phone rings, and the voice on the other end say, "Hey, Walter, brother, what you doing?" I cleared up my voice, and I got myself together. I said nothing. He said, "Look, that is the first time I've ever been in worship in a long time. Me and my wife had decided to bless you and your wife every month for a year. I ain't going to tell you the amount because it ain't your business." Somebody else called. The same brother called, say, "Let's have a meeting." And we go into this meeting. Another brother called, say, "Look, what y'all need, I got you. I got you." Jessica says in May, about when she get in the 20th, says, I'm tired of driving to Fairview every day. Within 10 days, God had moved us from Fairview to Franklin. And we didn't have a quarter. The mercy comes when God pricks hearts and pulls it out. Because now the test of the mercy is, can I trust you with my stuff? Okay? Somebody said, we go put the house in my name, and when I called them, they went backwards. Guess what the house is? This isn't the church name that I pastored. God didn't even do it that way. Every month, I don't have to call them for whatever they say. They send it. So I was at work last night, and I was thanking God that I had been on this job for a week. 1 week. We had so much free time. And I know I'm going on, but I'm in there with 14 other guys who drive in tow motors with me. There's an older brother who's retired out the Marines saying that he feels the call of God on him, but he don't trust nobody. The first day he made a comment, he was playing chess, teaching a sister how to play chess. The next day he said something that he was wanting to move back to Connecticut because he felt like God was pulling on him. Yesterday he makes a comment that, and before I knew it, all my free time turned into a sermon. He was trying to talk about Jonah, and I had to clean him up. Say, stop, that is not what Jonah's about. It ain't about God being an angry God, it's about God's mercy. I said, because God goes to Jonah and tell him what to do. Jonah said, nah, player, all you gonna do is forgive him, because Jonah understands the culture and historical context is that we've been fighting with them Ninevians the whole time, and they don't like us. Like, you gonna send me down there with this message? I ain't going. I'm gonna go over here, get on this boat, I'm gonna do it. Jonah goes into the belly and the stomach of a big fish. Big fish, Pastor Chris. When he goes in, he goes into a stomach that's masculine. Don't rush it. Because in a masculine stomach, acid eats up whatever goes in it in your body. But when he repents and turns, God's mercy shows up and turns the stomach and the acid into a womb. Go read the text and see the Greek, the Hebrew word there. He goes in masculine, and when he repents and turns, God's mercy makes it feminine. And instead of Jonah being devoured in the belly, God bursts him out. You missing that one. That's what God's mercy is doing in your life right now in this time. You thought that was going to kill you, Pastor Kevin. God just birthed you out another way. What you thought was going to take you out, Chris, he just birthed that thing another way. When you thought strong tide was going to fall, it wasn't that you was in a stomach. You just waited so God can birth you. Because when you repent, God's mercy got to show up. Stop being afraid of God's mercy. It's going to save your life. Thank you.